And finally to Italy. After centuries of playing gracious host, Italy is saying enough is enough. The land of pizza and picture-perfect scenery is breaking up with tourists. Italy and its locals are clamping down on the tourist influx, and authorities are imposing bans on fines on just about everything they can think of, from taking selfies to wearing flip-flops. Here's our Italy Travel Advisory report.
How does a perfect vacation look like? Snapping endless selfies. Taking a dip or a daring hike. Trading your suit and tie for flip-flops. And most importantly, meandering without a care in the world. But if you're in the beautiful landscapes of Italy, things might be a bit different. The land of mouth-watering cuisine and picture-perfect destinations draws millions of tourists every year. However, it seems the charm of visitors is starting to wear thin on local Italians. Authorities are rolling out bans on just about everything. Italy's bond with tourists dates back centuries. Recently, though, the surge in visitors is straining its picturesque neighborhoods and people, and Italy wants to redefine its relationship with tourists. Is Italy thinking about a breakup? Just like in any healthy relationship, boundaries are key, and Italy, a country that adores its visitors, wants to keep things smooth. To do that, they have set some ground rules. Italy has started to crack down on certain tourist behaviors that irk the locals. Here are some examples. In Portofino, forget about posing for selfies, it's a finable offense. They've created no waiting zones to manage the crowds. Venice has waved goodbye to giant cruise ships, keeping its historic heart safe from oversized vessels. Even day trippers now have to pay a fee to visit Venice.
The system is very important because we are finding a new balance between the residents, the community, and the day trippers. So we are just trying to discourage the arriving on day trippers in 29 particular days and finding a new way to know in advance how many people will arrive in Venice the day after.
Rome's iconic Spanish Steps. Don't even think about sitting there, it's illegal. And in Cinque Terre, ditch those flip-flops. If you're planning on hiking cliffs, get a pair of hiking shoes or pay a fine amounting to thousands of dollars. It is to reduce the strain on mountain rescue teams. Locals argue for a harmony between nature and humanity. Italian residents believe that a balance between nature and tourism is essential. They acknowledge that while tourism boosts the economy, it can also harm the environment. So what's the way forward? Italians do have suggestions. Some want regulating the flow of visitors and redirecting them to less crowded areas. Others want the government to tax tourists more and enforce more regulations, like banning swimming in Venice's canals. Because Venice is an art city, not a beach resort. Despite these measures, Italy isn't shutting the door on tourism. Minister for Tourism Daniela Santanchè feels there aren't too many tourists. She wants to improve the country's organization and management of visitors, so that the country can welcome more tourists profitably. After all, tourism accounts for over 10% of Italy's GDP. So, while Italy still welcomes tourists with open arms, it's also laying down the law to ensure that its love affair with visitors doesn't turn into a burden. The country is striving for a sustainable and respectful relationship that benefits everyone. So if tourists respect the rules, Italy will love them right back.
From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.
South Africa's May 29th elections.
It was the start
of change in the country.
We are on the verge of history.
I am standing here at the forefront of change where voices echo the call for action. The nation grapples with an unemployment crisis. As South Africans prepare to cast their votes, the question looms, will the winds of change usher in a new era, or will the legacy of the past maintain its grip on the future?